Hello and welcome to this video series on HTML for beginners. In this video we get to play with our colors. Now I had mentioned this in a previous video and it merits mentioning again in this one. The only real problem you need to be aware of when adding or changing or just messing around with the web page colors in general is that you do not have any text the same color as any of your page's backgrounds. Now, not only the obvious that this may of course make some of your text invisible, duh, but some search engines may heavily penalize you for what it might interpret as keyword spamming. This might get your web page or entire website banned from the search engine. Now this is a very bad thing. Okay, enough said. Let's play with some colors. Now some areas we can add or change colors are the page background, the table or cell background, the text itself, and the different types of links or hyperlinks on your page too. Now, for example, the color of a link that has not yet been clicked on, that color can be changed. The color of a link that is being clicked on, and the color of a link that has already been clicked on or visited. These are all items that can have different colors rather than just the defaulted blue or purple. Before we get any further into changing the colors of these items, and by the way, here's a list of some of the newer ones that are not going to be deprecated by the W3C, the World Wide Web Consortium, as mentioned in a prior video, which are these on the left. And these are going to be the guys added to the CSS, in place of, the styles here, in place of the older versions. But like I said, these older versions are working just fine right now, so don't sweat it. Before we get much further into this, let's go ahead and learn a little bit more about the actual colors themselves. The HTML code is pretty smart the way that it's set up insofar as telling the browsers that, hey, this border needs to be blue, or this text needs to be black, or this background needs to be white. But whenever you start throwing out some, off-the-wall colors, pea green, sunset orange, seashell beige, then the browser just flips out. It doesn't know what the heck to do. So to take care of these little various changes of color in between the blues and the greens, the pea green or the sunset orange, well, we've got what we call web colors, or in this case hexadecimal colors, and they're RGB factor. That's red, green, blue, and anywhere from 0 to 255. Now, I don't know how or where they come up with these figures, but just follow along. And the hexadecimal equivalent is a 6-digit, both numbers or letters, all starting with the pound sign. Now in the first 2 digits, whether it is a 0 all the way up to F, that's A, B, it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then it goes to A, B, C, D, E, F, because they can't have multiple digits representing a particular color. So it's 0, 0, or A, F, or AA, or FF, and then the next 2 digits refer to the green, and the last 2 digits refers to the amount of blue in this particular color. Now, as you can see in this particular color here, there is 0, absolutely no amount of red in this color, because the lower the number, the less amount of that particular item of these three that there are to make up this color. So 255 being the highest and FF being the highest in the hexadecimal code, because you go up the scale 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then A is the single digit that represents 10, then B is the single digit that represents 11, 12, 13, 14, all the way up to F, which equals 15. I think that equals out right. Yeah. And so F being the highest, 0 being the lowest. Okay, now down here, 0 being the lowest, 255 being the highest. This one here, for example, which looks fairly green to me, has 0 amount of red and 0 amount of blue, but all green, 255. And if I had a little bit less green, like say 200 or 150 and 0, then it would be more of a lighter green. And these tables, they help you determine that, because it just, bam, it shows you the colors real quick. And you can have different variances here just by playing around with this too. If, for example, you want to put in here 0A, FF, 0B, remember you only got from 0 to 9 A through F. And you can just kind of play around with these colors to get a little more familiarized with it. Just knowing though that you got 0 at the lowest, 255 at the highest, 0 at the lowest, the letter F at the highest. That's going to help you differentiate between the reds and the blues and the greens and the browns and the yellows and so on. So hopefully that's going to help you get a little more of a handle on knowing these color codes. And if you need to change this, let's say you've got the blue, which is 255. Let me get a blue one here, right down here. 255 on the blue, which is the max. 0 green, 0 red. And you got the max of the blue here, that's the two F's, and 0, 0, and 0, 0. But you want a little bit lighter of a blue, well then you can make this one here maybe 0F. Okay, and that would be just unnoticeable to the human eye if you ask me, but it would be the next shade lower in blue. So again, hopefully this will help you get a little better of an idea as to how the web colors operate and how they can differentiate between the pea greens and the baby blues versus the green and the blues.